All right. Back again with Reon Sharp from Sharp Home Inspections.
Hello again.
Thanks for coming back.
Absolutely.
Whether it feels like it or not, spring is approaching.
Mm-hmm.
And there are, of course, lots of things that we need to consider to get our home ready for spring. I was trying to think about this. So, we talk about winterizing your home, and I was thinking, we need a name for that for spring. Is it Springerize?
Yes,
yeah.
It should be.
So let's talk about that. One thing that we did discuss in a previous video is every quarter your furnace filters, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So every 3 months, switch your filters out. So come spring, same thing. Change your filter for your furnace. While it's not going to be functioning as much during the summer, depending on if you have air conditioning or not, it will be. However, if you don't have an air conditioner, you still want to change those filters out.
Sure.
There is still air flowing every now and
Sure.
then. With our Canadian temperatures, they do fluctuate. We're not going to have 25 degrees day and night through the summer.
Sure.
It can get colder overnight. Your furnace is going to be kicking in again.
Yep.
So filters will still be required. So
Sure. Now, in the summer, we don't have AC in our home, but we do like to run the furnace fan.
Yes.
Sometimes when it's just to, again, move that air through the
Yes.
home, bring out the cool air from the basement.
There you go.
So having your filter changed for that, would that affect that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So while you are not calling for heat necessarily, the furnace can still be turned on, the ventilation fan, so it circulates fresh air throughout the home. And that, of course, is that air is still flowing through your filter. So,
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Now, you had touched on it, air conditioning. Those lucky people who have air conditioning. I'm assuming then we're going to need to look at maintenance for that in the spring, right?
That's right. So if you have air conditioning unit connected to your home, that's also connected to your furnace. All that is doing is, instead of calling for heat, the air conditioning unit is going to be pushing cold air through your furnace and distributes through your home as well. Yeah. Those also need to be maintained. So it's a good idea to have those serviced
Pull the
annually.
cover off and get somebody in there to look at.
That's right. So if you have a cover on them, a lot of them don't. If you have a cover, you need to remove it. If it's not powered, you need to power it again. But it's a good idea to have them serviced. Servicing isn't a big deal. They come in, they make sure that the dirt and debris is removed from the coils to make sure that the air is flowing through them properly. Any debris like leaves or anything like that that have compiled over the winter. Sure. It's a good idea to have those cleaned out as well. So
okay, well, that makes sense for sure. And humidifier. So finally, spring arrives and we can have a little humidity in our homes. There's settings on your humidifier, right?
That's right. So if you look at your humidifier, you'll more than likely see a winter and a summer setting on it. Okay. All that is doing is during the winter, it has a baffle inside that is opening it in the winter time to allow humidity to flow through the furnace system. In the summer, all it's doing is closing that duct off. Okay. So it's not pushing humidity through.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Keeping in mind that humidity is only added to the system when it's calling for heat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good for people to understand. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about turning on the water to the outside? Because although in the spring we're not necessarily thinking about watering our lawns right away, what's involved with this?
Yeah. So assuming that you have turned your hose bibs off when you winterized your home,
please do.
You'll want to do the opposite come spring. So as temperatures become warmer, it's not freezing overnight, it'll be safe to turn your hose bibs on again on the outside. There should be a shut-off valve on the inside. Make sure that's turned on, and then you can operate your hose bibs on the outside with a hose attached if you want to.
Wonderful.
As normal. Likewise, if you have a sprinkler system that will be connected either directly or indirectly to the exterior pipes.
Sure.
That will want to be monitored. More often than not, people get a contractor in to ensure that they're blowing out, the lines are blowing out, the nozzles are directed in the in the proper direction,
and sprinkler heads maybe haven't been disrupted when you've been shoveling. And that
correct.
Kind of
Yeah, they can be damaged. Often need repair or replaced from winter conditions. Even the ground with freezing and thawing processes that can move your sprinkler lines as well. So,
okay, that's important to know. And snow is finally gone off of our roof, so I'm guessing that's another important factor, right? Is let's get outside and check out our roof.
No, that's right. So I mean, you're pretty much doing a visual check from top to bottom. That is starting with your roof. Once the snow is cleared from the roof, you want to make sure that your roof covering, whether it be shingles or tiles or whatever that may be, they're in good condition. No damage or repairs required. And then down to the gutter and the downspouts, you want to make sure that any debris is removed from them, so they're flowing nicely, properly. The downspouts themselves pointing away from the home.
With all that spring melt or the rain that we'll get in the spring.
Exactly. Yes. So you want to make sure that, quite simply, any water or moisture is shed away from your home. So that being said, grading. Grading in your home, in the springtime, it's a good thing to look around your home. Make sure that over the winter, the grading, the soils, the gardens, they can compact a little bit. So you want to make sure that you're grading away from the home.
Sure.
A good rule of thumb is 6 inches of slope for every 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And how would you go about fixing the grading? Is this just a matter of adding some dirt, or is there, what can someone do?
Yeah, absolutely. I did the same thing in my own home last spring. I just added, where it's settled, I just added some topsoil and seeded it so I can, get the grass growing again.
Sure.
So very, very simple. Yeah.
And now I imagine if you have a concrete walkway around your home, it's a little bit more complicated in that case.
Yes, it's a little bit more involved depending on the severity. Again, with the frost heaving, you may have seen sidewalks or even driveways that have moved either up or down with the frost heave. Keeping in mind that the ground can actually move 3 inches with freezing.
Well, in Calgary, we have so many of these cycles because we have these Chinooks that roll in, and so we go from cold to, I don't want to call it hot in the winter, but we have a lot of these freeze thaw cycles. It's not just once in the spring.
Temperatures can fluctuate a lot all through the year.
Yeah.
So a good idea with the sidewalks to maintain them is to you can buy a concrete sealant that often goes from your concrete sidewalk and your driveways to the home.
Okay.
Use that concrete sealant. It's similar, if not the same color as the concrete, so it blends in nicely.
Okay.
I do mine every year.
Okay.
And just make sure that that's maintained. That's going to help moisture go, or it's going to help prevent moisture going underneath the sidewalk or the concrete. And essentially, if that moisture freezes, it's going to heave your sidewalk.
Okay.
So it helps to prevent that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's great information.
Yeah.
I was just thinking as we're talking, if you ever want to buy a home inspector's home is probably the best one because you're looking after all of this stuff. These are great reminders for people. So, yeah, I mean, anything else that you can kind of think of for...
I think that there's a list a mile long that we could go over. I think those items are the top items, I would say, for a checklist for the spring.
And I think it's important maybe to make a checklist, right?
Correct.
I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
On this video, we'll be sure to add a small one at the bottom so people can literally just copy and paste it, put it in your calendar, and you know.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I don't know when spring comes can vary, but let's call it April, May. Start thinking about this stuff.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, thanks again for
Thank you.
being here, and we'll definitely have you back come fall.
Look forward to it.
Okay.
Thank you.